All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. There we
Hey,
go.
everybody.
Got to go over here and make sure that my deal's not unmuted and echoing. There we go. All right. So, right now we have Shadows of the Moon. I know a lot of you already know her channel, but I'm excited to have her on here. She knows a whole lot about protection and the different types of stones and crystals, everything. So, we're going to find out a little bit about how to protect ourselves when we're out doing investigations, and if something nasty follows us or something like that. So I know I've had Shadows of the Moon had my back a couple of times whenever I had some pretty nasty stuff with me, and within a couple of days, I had a package at my door and it said use this stuff. And okay, your lights blinking. I was like, why is there was a shadow behind you, but it's not, it's your lights blinking.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So if you have not checked out Shadows of the Moon channel before, her link is down in the description. She has something going on almost every day on her channel. She has different little series that she does. She is also an empath and medium.
No, I'm
No,
just no.
just
I'm clairsentient and claircognance.
okay. See, I can't say those words, so I'm glad you said them. She also does card readings and stuff on her channel, oracle readings, which her and Cassie and people like that have got me into doing oracle card readings, and I absolutely love it. I never really believed in that kind of stuff until I went to their channels, and you can even ask them. When I got a reading from them, I was like, oh my gosh, wow, that's right on the money. So I started getting into that kind of stuff, and I kind of owe it all to them. So we're just going to sit back and talk about some of this protection stuff. So make sure you grab up that channel that's in the description and show her some love. And please share this out. Let everybody know what we're doing here. I would appreciate it very much. So to start off with, what got you into the paranormal type fields or any of that stuff?
Well, first when I started on my path actually when I was about I want to say 14 or 15. And in case people don't understand, I am since I've been about 14, 15, I've been a witch throughout that whole time, which is a long time now. But so somebody handed me a book one time, and it was by Amber Kay, and I got into it. And so I noticed that I was like in touch with a lot of things that most adults weren't, like nature, and everybody had like wasn't outside as much. They were just I don't know, I just had different feelings. I noticed I had different feelings than most people. Right. I was just more in touch with Mother Earth, I guess. What led into my paranormal stuff was basically I was talking to my aunt about it and had mentioned an Ouija board. Mm-hmm. And much to my mother's demise, because she hates them, for my 16th birthday, I got an Ouija board for my aunt.
Oh, no.
And so that really got me into, honestly, that really got me into the paranormal side of things. And then it just evolved from there, and have been in the paranormal ever since. I did take a 10-year hiatus because there was a lot of things going on back then within the paranormal community. It's not, and it's funny that you guys were talking about with Nubs about the cryptid and UFO people all coming together. Yeah. Back then, everybody hated me because I loved all of it. Right. I thought it all was connected, and right. I didn't see a difference of, going after this or that or whatever. And and it's nice that it's changing now. There's still some, hardships going on with it, but it is coming together more so than it was back then.
Exactly.
So that's really nice to see. So that's really what started me on my aunt buying me that Ouija board.
Now, have you had a lot of paranormal experiences? Are you more like going out investigating, or are you more of like the research through
I'm
like
definitely a research person. I have gone out on investigations way back when I did investigations all the time. We didn't have the equipment back then, but but now I will say now I'm a techie junk. Not techie junker, but I love all the flashy buttons and everything, but I still do old school stuff. And matter of fact, that's one thing that I wanted to, why I started my channel too, was because I wanted to do like old school versus new school, different experiments, stuff like that. But yeah, I go out. Here we haven't, just because there's a lot of bears.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And I mean, we want to go out definitely to Old Valdez, because if nobody knows, I live in Valdez, Alaska, and in 1964 they had an tsunami.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, and it wiped out the whole town. So, like where I live now is like the new Valdez.
Yeah.
But I'd like to go over there. There's like very old cemeteries and everything, but it's all bear country.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely something you want to run into.
Well, it's funny because I bought a thermal imager,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell everybody that it's not for ghosts. It's for
bears. That's perfect.
I'm like, Eddie can hunt the ghost. I'm like looking around going, is that a bear?
They're a bear. I do not blame you one bit.
Yeah.
So that does kind of make for hardships with that. I know in Alaska they have like isn't it the deal where you have like all the daylight for so many days during the summer or whatever it is?
Yeah, it gets dusky. It goes down to dusk. But that's why everybody in Alaska has blackout curtains.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have 2 seasons here. Basically, is ice season, where the whole state is covered like ice. When I'm saying ice, I'm saying like ice skating rink type ice. And then we have bear season. So
So that definitely makes it hard to go out and investigate.
It does. It does. But we do. I mean, I do live in a hotel that we have shadow people here all the time and everything. So we do some investigations here. But yeah.
So, like I said, you do know a lot about the protection and all that. Is that something you have like just developed on your own? You just got interested in it and wanted to?
I'd say both, basically, because I actually look at it in a different way, because I've never had a downright evil experience.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I look at it more like, now that I'm older, looking back at hindsight, I'm like, why haven't I? Why? I've definitely been, I've messed, everybody's all about evil with the Ouija boards and that. And it's like, I've messed with that all my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've never had anything happen to me. So why is that? So now it's basically looking from the outside in, trying to figure out why is that?
What that could have kept things at bay.
Right. Well, I think a lot of it is because, me personally, the way I believe in things is we all make our own worlds. Mm-hmm. So if you really believe you're protected, you're going to be protected. That's the biggest thing. Your belief, your core belief, is what's going to protect you. That goes along with a lot of investigators telling people, clients and all that stand up to it. Right. But they got to truly believe that they can stand up to it.
Exactly. So for those of us who have a hard time with negative entities, or who aren't so well at telling the spirits, stay where you're at, don't follow me home, whatever, what would you recommend for those people to always have on hand?
Well, first of all, don't be afraid to ask. Ask your higher powers, whatever you believe in. Don't be afraid. It's kind of like there's, intervention and stuff like that, divine intervention, but it's kind of like if people believe in free will, they can't intervene like that. So you have to ask them to come help you. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been times where I've asked Archangel Michael to come and felt his feathers around me, or put them around other people, ask them to help other people. So that's my first thing. Don't be afraid to ask, because they're there to help.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, like I personally have used like barriers, like cocoons of light, definitely. When I first started out, of course, when you first start out in the paranormal, well, maybe it's not everybody, but me, I was scared of everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now I'm like, it's not like I'm walking around going, I ain't scared of it. No, there's stuff that still scares me. I don't like jump scares. I'm human, but I'm not as worried as I was back then, but so definitely if you starting out putting a barrier around you of white light. And another thing that I use is I envision in my mind a ball in the middle of the room. If I feel like the whole room's like negative or whatnot,
right,
I'll envision a ball in the middle of the room and just like put all your energy into blowing it up like a piece of bubble gum. And it would in turn pushes that negativity out, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Those are my go-tos right there. But for added protection, of course, objects. And it doesn't have to be stones or anything. They help because they have a vibrational energy of protection. Right. Some of them, and we'll go, of course, we'll talk about that. But anything you choose that could be something you wear every day, or, your favorite piece of jewelry. Anything can be used as protection as long as you put that your power into it.
Yes.
It's kind of like people say, oh, I'm going to buy this. And I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot here because I do have a store. But, but honestly, truthfully, I mean, when people buy a material item from me that they want blessed, they're believing in my magic. They're not believing in that stone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So your personal power is your freaking the best thing you can have.
Yeah.
So if that makes sense.
It does. Definitely does. I've heard that so many times, and I mean, I guess it's the belief of whoever's, holding it, but I believe or have been told that you can even make your own holy water and stuff as long as you're saying the prayers over it and as long as you're putting your intent into it.
Definitely.
That it doesn't actually have to be blessed by a priest. It can be blessed by you as long as you're putting your intent into it.
Definitely.
So yeah, I definitely believe that that's true because I put my intent into everything I do.
Exactly.
Even the oracle cards that we do and stuff, you put your own intent into it. And so you get the feelings from it, not. That's why everybody says don't use other people's oracle cards, but because it does have their intent. I mean, I definitely believe that could be true. So.
Right. Yeah, it really is. Each and every one of us are powerful beings, more powerful than we even imagine, more powerful than I can even imagine.
Right.
It's hard for me sometimes. Now, don't get me wrong, because I have a very scientific mind. So I'm the type of person that in my craft, when I do a spell or something, I'm like, I know it's going to work. I have every belief that it's going to work. But then I'm sitting there with my mind going, how does that work? Really? Right.
But again, that makes the best things if you're questioning your own
right
things that you're doing. you're getting either a scientific answer from it, and
it makes a great argument in my head.
yes. That's a good question, Laura. What does it mean to be drawn to certain types of stones and crystals?
It's the vibration. If you are definitely drawn to something, whether it be a different or a type of stone or crystal or anything, that vibration is melding with you, your vibration. Everything is made up of vibration. So when that stone, at least this is my personal belief, that it's just that stone recognizes your vibration and your vibration recognizes that stone. So, I mean, it's a really cool feeling when you do get drawn to that, because you can't stop thinking about it, or
Right.
you know what I mean?
And I definitely have had that happen to me, where I'm drawn to certain objects more than others.
Yeah.
You have a store, so what type of stuff do you sell in your store?
All types of. Right now, I'm restarting it over. I had it before, and then I left it alone for a while I was doing my channel to build that up a little bit, and then I'm getting back into it again. I sell a lot of different crystals and stones, and just a lot of witchy stuff, protection herbs, and stuff like that.
So are you into like candle magic and stuff like that? Are you
Oh yeah.
into all that? I've just started recently starting to look into all that, and I'm very fascinated by it.
Yeah. It's fun.
It is, and it makes a lot of sense. Like
Right.
once you start really like learning about the stuff and the meanings of the colors and it's very cool.
Yeah, it definitely is. Now, mind you, and that's like, I tell all of all people that are getting into it, and that there's a lot of intake, but always remember it's your way of doing it. So even if you don't have anything, I mean, if you say you needed a red candle and you're looking around, you don't have a red candle, if you can grab something red and just imagine it, or just imagine a red candle, and it'll work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So again, with the intent. So I guess it kind of all focuses back on where you want it to be.
Exactly. Yeah, you're in charge of it.
Is full moon water as good as holy water?
Full moon, I've always used full moon water or oil for cleansing and consecrating things. I've never used it for holy water per se. So I wouldn't recommend it, but research it. Definitely research it. I've just never used it for that, or would think to use it for that. I don't know. That's just something I've never thought about.
Let's see. Is there a spiritual significance for quartz?
Quartz is just a genuine good crystal to have. Quartz is great for everything. Like it's a how do I want to say? It's an all-around go-to.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it just for quartz alone, if you're getting vibration for quartz, that's pretty cool. That really is. Quartz can be used for anything. I mean, there's different, like smoky quartz is more effective for grounding and cleansing, where just a regular quartz, you can use that for anything. Really.
I love quartz.
Yeah.
I think
that's the favorite. Quartz is very high vibrational. That's why they used it in like old scanners and radios and watches.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at a lot of these spirit boxes and stuff that are being made, they either have the quartz on it or some form of quartz on it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Energy.
Ooh. Yeah.
Nope. Yes. So what do you recommend someone is going to be cleansing their house?
Okay.
What do you recommend as far as like sage, crystal salts? What do you find that has been the best and worked well for you?
Well, I'll tell you what. When it comes to sage, you really have to know who you're buying it from, at least in the Native American aspect of it, because it's not all about buying sage and going around and, doing your thing with it. It's not all about that. It's about how they cultivate it, how they cut it, how they put their intent and love into it. So you have to be really careful. What's that?
How they replace it.
Right, exactly. So it's not like you can grow wild sage just for the hell of it. And, I mean, you could if you put your intent into it, but, and what sage actually does is, I don't know if people know this, but sage, when you light it and the smoke fills the air, what it's happening is it's releasing negative ions. See, electronics and that are made of positive ions. So that's why a lot of times we get worn down and dragged down from, working on a computer all day.
Right.
So what that does is just giving you that, replacing your negative or your positive ions with negative ions as you breathe it in. So it's giving you that uplifting, good vibe feeling, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
So that's what sage does. It just that's why it feels like good vibes. A lot of people, after they say they sage and it feels like good vibes, that's why it's instantly going to your brain.
That definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So definitely I like if there's good vibes, that's taking out the negative vibes. So either way, you know what I mean? It's a good thing. Sage is a good thing. You can place, crystals around your room, and there's different ones. Black tourmaline is a good one. That's for, protection. I have a tribe. Back here is my tribe.
Yeah.
And
power.
Yeah, my selenite. I love selenite. If my headphones could reach, I'd grab them. But on the second shelf there is all my little scullies. They're all my little crystal skulls, and they're my tribe. And so they are constantly protecting this place as well. But as for, different stones, if you feel a stone is calling to you for protection, but yet you've heard no information about it being a protection, for some reason that stone's calling you.
Yeah.
Always trust your instinct no matter what. Because that's never going to lie to you. Yeah. But hematite is another good one. My favorite stone of all is tiger's eye.
Oh, I love tiger's eye.
I love it. I think that was my first, that and aventurine was my first two stones I've ever bought. And tiger's eye has just been my favorite ever since. Black obsidian, that's another good one. Citrine. Now, if you have citrine, I love citrine. I love the raw version of citrine, like in the geodes. Yes. I hate the color orange, but I love them.
And it's not even a pretty orange; it's like a yellowy, ugly. Yeah,
exactly.
It's really good for a lot of things. So yeah.
Citrine will cleanse your other crystals. So set them bad boys on there, and takes care of it. Kyanite is another one. The blue kyanite. Smoky quartz. And of course, selenite. So, there's many different stones. You just have to do the research of what you're looking for, what's drawn to you. Like when I go to buy one of my crystal skulls, right? I have like 20 pages of what skulls I like. Right. And then I go through and I'll start rating. No, that one's not calling me. That maybe we'll set that off. You know what I mean? And I go through and I minimize, try to at least. Right. Otherwise, I'm spending like $1,500.
Yeah, I can do that easy too. I've started my collection as well, and it's I have
Yeah.
the same exact tower you do, and that is absolutely my favorite. I just sit and I hold it in my hand, and I also have the wand.
Yep, I have one of them too. Yeah.
And I'll set that and lay it on my forehead and stuff, and it just
Have
relaxes.
you ever held it on your heart?
No, I have not yet.
Try. Oh my God, it's an immense feeling. It's like almost scary immense. It's like holy crap.
It is weird though that sometimes you can pick up those stones and hold them in your hand, and you can just feel the vibration, and it just feels like you're getting those little static charges from it, and I love it.
Yeah. Crystals are phenomenal. I mean, you can even if you go outside and you see a stone or a rock that calls to you, definitely pick it up. And you know how many when I had my altar at home, my kids knew that I loved rocks and stones and that. Do you know how much little kids, oh, mom would like this and this and this. But they always knew I put it on there and then it was special to me. So
I find that funny because my mom, she likes going to the casinos, and we'll be walking into the casino and they always have rock beds right out in front of it. And she'll be walking by, and then all of a sudden you'll see her stop right in the track. She'll bend down and she'll pick up a rock and she'll put it in her pocket and just keep on going.
But it's like that one. Thank you.
It's calling her, I guess. And so that's her lucky. And I guess since she put it in her mind that that's her lucky rock, it's her lucky rock. So
exactly. That's exactly it.
Sandra Pink Videos wants to know is, let's see, where did it go? Do you do full moon rituals?
I used to. I'm not more or less into the rituals anymore. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like, as I gotten older now, it's more or less I'm not in because I'm just an eclectic solitary gray witch. Okay. I'm not Wiccan, I'm not pagan or anything like that. So that's more of the religious aspect of it, where I'm not religious in that aspect.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yes. And Laura says, what if you can't stand the smell of sage? You don't like the smell of pot?
Then don't use it.
Like to me.
Now, there's other types of sage. There's rosemary sage. There's lavender sage. Just look into the properties of that. I know it's, and when I say lavender sage, don't think the flower lavender. It's different from that.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that, and they think. I mean, I did. When I was younger, I didn't know that. I'm like, well, that don't smell like it, because my mom had a little lavender.
Right. She said, no, I'm not.
Does it smell like pot to you guys? It don't smell like pot to me.
To me, it does. To me, well, okay, it smells like somebody went out and bought some cheap pot.
Gotcha.
That's what it smells like to me.
Okay, all right.
Now, you sent me a bundle of sage, the red sage.
Yes.
Now that
had dragon blood on it. Yes.
That had a different smell to it, and I actually really enjoyed that.
That was dragon blood, I believe. Dragon blood sage.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Now you said that, yes, it was.
Yeah. Dragon blood, and the reason I did that is because dragon blood would give it that little extra oomph.
Yeah.
And
that stuff definitely worked, and it is amazing. And I've definitely got to stock up on it. I still have just a little bit left of it, and I saved it. I saved it because I don't want to burn it all up.
I know. I do the same thing. I do that with incense.
Yeah. And incense is another thing, Laura. You can get the sage incense, and it does not give off the exact same smell as actual sage does.
Right.
What? I did not say I'm going to say pot. I do not have pot in the brain, everybody. I'm sorry. So yeah, no hush. I wasn't born till 77. My husband's back here flapping his jaws.
Nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, the different, like some sage, I think sage smells good myself.
It puts me into that, I guess, witchy vibe.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to do something, I will burn sage, not for protection, just to get me into that vibe.
Right. I think maybe I need to start doing that too, because I do spend like when I'm not at work, I'm on my computer, and that does make sense to me because it can drain you, and I do get drained a lot. So that definitely, maybe I need to start having that going by me, and maybe that'll help.
Right. Yeah, definitely. At least try it out.
I think I will do that.
So, and then really the best way, another thing is, like, we all get in those situations where we're out investigating and we get nervous, and then another person gets nervous, so that makes you even more nervous, and you're like, oh shit, I don't know what that. Oh, sorry, I don't. Thinking I'm on my channel. You're sitting there and you're like, what are they scared about? They must know something I don't know, so I'm gonna get scared because that's very chaotic energy, and it's very, it amps you up. Right. So the best way I would say too is to learn how to ground yourself and just be like, okay, and I mean, the way I ground myself is basically just having my feet on the floor and kind of taking a second and imagining like roots coming out of my feet into the ground. And just kind of like take a few seconds and ground yourself.
Right.
You get that fight or flight. It's real. It's a very real feeling.
Most definitely.
Especially if you're around other people that, are doing the same thing you are.
Feeding off of each other.
Yeah, definitely.
And that I need to learn how to do that more, is to ground myself, because I have a bad habit of not doing that, and when I know I should be.
Right. It just helps with, like I said, getting rid of that chaotic energy, because we all get it. We all, I have to do that during thunderstorms, even though we don't get thunderstorms up here, like down in the lower 48. I'm kind of jealous about that. Yeah. Like that really amps me up. So I have to ground afterwards, like, okay, let's calm down here.
I mentally remove myself from the situation when people start freaking out so that I can be rational.
Yeah, you have to do that sometimes, it's just like, oh my God. It's that whole, feeding off of each other and what's going on, and not, you're just ready to run. And if they're ready to run, you're ready to run.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, excuse me, like I said, the biggest thing is just believing in yourself, believing in, that you're protected. Just know. Trust yourself to whoever, whether you believe in Jesus or God or source, or, that they'll protect you.
Right.
And, that's the biggest thing that'll do that.
Okay, guys. If you have questions,
they've had some really awesome questions.
Please put them in capital letters so we don't miss them, and make sure you grab the link down here in the description before you leave today, and go show Shadows of the Moon some love. You'll definitely learn a lot from her channel, and you'll enjoy the series that she does on her. I can't get to as many as I want because she's usually on when I'm at work, but sometimes I go hide and step in when I can.
Naughty.
But it's definitely a lot of fun there, and she does do some amazing things on her channel.
Well, thank you. We have fun.
And you do several different things. You do run it through Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch
live.
So you've got a cast of people coming in there. So you may meet people that you never met before. So definitely go in there and take a look and get to know everybody there, because it's a great group of people that go in there. Unknown Ventures said he loves your background.
I'm sorry, what?
Unknown Ventures, Robbie, he said he likes your background.
Oh, thank you.
I thought it was a ghost a while ago, but then I realized the lights were blinking.
Although, well, as you can see, I have an EMF meter over there because a lot of people see shadows over here.
Yeah.
So usually it's not on right now, but we yeah.
Well,
We
now
were
I'm
having a discussion
on
about that last night.
I'm focusing on that wall now.
Well, that one thing sticking out, like right here, that's my wig coming out of there because I have a bunch of wigs in here. So that's nothing. But yeah, Eli's seen stuff over there. A lot of people in my chat have seen them. I'm like, really? Where? You know?
So what has been your favorite? I know you named off a few a while ago, but what is your absolute go-to stones, crystals, any of that stuff? What is your go-to?
Definitely my tiger's eye. I love tiger's eye. I always have loved tiger. One day I am going to save up and I'm going to get a big skull of tiger's eye.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
But that's because it provides not only protection, but it provides grounding. You know, it aids in core issues if you have blocks. There's a lot of things that tiger's eye does that it's just like, and it depends on if you get the brown tiger's eye. I'd like the brown tiger's eye.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, but people like the blue tiger's eye. You know, there's green, I believe. I think green, blue, brown, and blue. Those are the three. But I mean, they're beautiful stones anyway. I like looking at I like moving, you know, ooh, shiny.
And it's cool too because, and you can even test this yourselves. It could be 100 degrees outside. You pick up a stone off the ground and it is cold.
Right.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you pick it up. I love taking stones or anything and just rubbing them on my forehead because I get headaches a lot because of my sinuses and stuff.
Peppermint
and that's
oil.
always peppermint oil. Oh yeah. That'll open you up.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it's so cool that it can be 100 degrees outside, but yet a stone is still ice cold.
Yep, but yet if you heat it up, it'll keep that retention.
It'll stay hot.
Yes. Yeah. It's stones are very cool. They're earth, you know?
Yep. Welcome back.
But yeah, tiger's eye would be my number one. I mean, I love my selenite. Don't get me wrong. I love that. But yeah, tiger's eye is definitely my number one go-to.
Right. So is there anything in particular that people need? Like, I know black tourmaline and stuff like that works really good for protection and stuff. But like, if you had to suggest one stone for somebody to carry with them, is there a certain one that works better than others?
Well, like there's different protections of different ones. Like black obsidian is more of a psychic protection stone, but it works as a protection stone itself. Obsidian, that's a big one too, or hematite. I would say hematite over obsidian.
Right.
Hematite grounds you as well, but it enhances and it involves like clear thinking. So you know you're on top of the ball game.
Right.
So yeah, I would say hematite would be one of the big ones, especially the black stones mostly.
I love, and black's my favorite color, so that makes me so happy.
Yeah, same here.
Because I have in my keychains, I have little deals that hold stones, and I have all that kind of stuff in there. And like several of my necklaces and everything that I have those stones and stuff on them just because I love black, but also because I feel they protect me. So
there you go. Exactly.
The link is in the description of this live stream. So if you want to grab it from right there, there are no mods on this channel right now, so they're not able to put any up. This is Shadows of the Moon. Lady was asking who was on. Every time she comes in here, there's somebody different on here. So
she's like, who's next?
So do you have anything, you're fine. Do you have anything big coming up that you'd like to tell everybody about for your channel or?
No, but do you know what I do need? I need ideas for experiments. Paranormal experiences, experiments.
That's awesome. And I love that everybody's starting to experiment different stuff because there's more. You always leave investigations with more questions than you
Yeah,
started with.
definitely. I agree. Yes. Yes. I just love doing even old school experiments. I love doing that. Like, I don't know if you any of you guys seen that me and Eddie were wearing magnets for like a month. We had the headbands
I've
on.
seen something about that.
Yeah, so we did that experiment. We're gonna do it again, but we're gonna because I really think it did something. I really do. Because the whole like purpose around it was that it's supposed to open your third eye more.
Mm-hmm.
And so that we wore it 30 minutes for 30 days.
Right.
And I didn't do as what the person that I read the article had happened. Like they had walls melting and going into their
Wow.
yeah, it was weird. Like the veil thinned right in front of them and they could go into the ghosts territory. And yeah, it didn't do any of that. But it definitely, I think it did something to where we got more ideas and more opened up about stuff. And it was weird. So now we're going to do it again, but we're going to do it where we sit and meditate before we go live. Right. And like really open up our third eye and then put the magnets on and do it.
Right.
So if we go act a little weird, wonky, call us out on it. Stop doing that experiment.
It is interesting though when you see stuff like that, and I like seeing what kind of results people get from that. But I do remember y'all doing that before.
I know. I had to explain to everybody coming into the room. Listen.
What kind of power does Amethyst have?
Well, right off the top of my head, I'm not an amethyst person. Is that bad or what? I think I'm the only one in the world that doesn't.
I like really, amethyst, but it's not like my draw too.
Yeah, that's something I've never really got into was the amethyst. Now, are you looking for a spiritual, or I got to look in my notes? Are you looking for a spiritual or like mundane stuff? Because if you're looking for mundane, like it helps, like crystals really do help with bodily stuff too. Like amethyst reduces stress and soothes irritability. I remember I did use amethyst a long time ago, like 14 years ago, when my daughter had a headache and I mixed an elixir with amethyst. She didn't drink the amethyst, but
that's basically what she's looking for is like a de-stressor and stuff like that. And she just loves the color purple.
Okay, so, well, that works too.
But yeah, that definitely would be something for you, Jenny, because I know there's a lot of stress with her mother-in-law being sick and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That definitely would.
Definitely. I mean, I have an amethyst. It's probably, I don't know where it is. I have so many. Oh, right here. But it's a light amethyst. I don't know if you could see that.
Oh, that's pretty though. And see, I'm more of the raw crystals like that too. I like them smooth and stuff like that too, but I like them raw.
Yeah, if I have them in my hand, like I have these too. Where are they? I have little like geode.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And usually when I'm talking on my lives or something, I'm rubbing it. You know what I mean? But I have a bunch of those that I use.
I do like the geodes. I think they're really pretty.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of places too, guys, that you can get scammed big time with these stones. I have ordered a bag of raw stones and got rocks that somebody picked up out of a rock bed somewhere and just stuffed them in there thinking I wouldn't know the difference. Well, they gave me my and I just threw the rocks outside.
Right.
So yeah, be careful with the places that you buy your stuff from.
Definitely. Oh my gosh.
I should have read the reviews a little bit better, but I did not.
I'm telling you what, I would be nervous to do that.
Not only did it come with rocks from somebody's flower bed, but it actually come with some of the dirt from the flower bed as well.
Oh my God.
I didn't even try to hide it.
Oh my God. I used to get so worried when I get orders. I'm like, oh, I hope they like it. I hope it does the picture look like it, you know, I'm just like.
Yeah, I understand that. Jenny wants to know, does the sign or the size of a stone matter as far as what it can do for you?
No, I don't believe so. That's my personal belief. I don't believe so. A stone is a stone. A crystal is a crystal, to where, you know, it packs a powerful punch either or. It's the vibration that's in it.
Let's see. Yeah, that was messed up.
That is totally.
Review.
I couldn't imagine.
But do you have a link to your store?
Yes. Oh, duh. It's everythingshadows.com.
Everythingshadows.com, Jenny.
I don't have everything in there, but I'm trying to get everything. I do it all manually, so and it's just me, so
yeah, that's hard to do at any time, but especially if it's just you by yourself doing it. Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
Is there a stone good for arthritis?
I don't know what would be the best stone. Let's see. That old Arthur gets around. Sorry, my dad popped into my head.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Oh, I would think hematite would work for that. Black obsidian would be a good one. Black obsidian's carnelian. Carnelian is also a good stone. It's the oranges. It almost looks like citrine. I get them mixed up all the time. Yeah. I go to buy one and then I'm like, oh, that's not. No.
Yeah. The citrine is a little more see-through than the other, right?
Yeah, hematite's good too for arthritis. I keep looking. My skulls used to be right in front of me. That's why I keep looking around. But yeah, lapis lazuli is also good for inflammation, so that might help too.
Jenny, don't you dare, woman.
Is your YouTube link? To be honest with you, I don't know if my store link's on my YouTube link or I don't know. How bad is that? I'm real good. I suck at marketing.
Well, we'll let her get it all back in order, because like she said, she's just starting it back up again. So as soon as she does, I'm sure she'll share it with all of us. So just be watching for that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting there.
Let's see. Does anybody else have any questions? We got about 4 minutes left. This hour went by super fast.
It did.
Crazy.
This because you're such a great host.
Well, we had a lot to discuss too. So there's a lot to talk about when it comes to stones and protection. And
definitely. And don't be I feel, but I don't know. I just don't want. Be careful of fear mongering. Mm-hmm. That's my biggest pet peeve when it comes to stuff, is fear mongering, because really we fear too much with all the crap we go through in our life on a daily basis anyway. You know what I mean? Right. And I just want everybody to feel empowered and know that they are powerful beings, and you have it all inside of you. You know, to protect yourself. Yeah.
I like that. Yes.
Yes, copper. That's the copper bracelets. I've heard does a lot wonders for arthritis.
Let's see. I have a lot of stones. I only go for stones that make me feel good.
Definitely.
Let's see. Jan had a question. Let me go find it.
Sorry, Jan.
Let me see. Well, I think, let's see. Can you even ground yourself barefoot in earth dirt?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. That's the best one of, well, to me, it's one of the best feelings in the world. Is grounding yourself with it, just sticking. It's almost like, sticking your toes in the sands of the beach,
Dia has a good question, real quick. She said, do you know why they work? And is there a stone that we can add to make it work better?
Well, quartz will make it work better. And the reason the stones work is, like I said, it's the vibration. If you think of it like, how can I put it? Like, you ever see the videos where they put like marbles on speakers and they're bouncing? So when you're doing that vibration is basically almost like somebody throwing a stone in the water and the ripples are going out. So that vibration is pushing out the negative, basically, if that makes sense.
Yes, I got to say that was a very good way of putting it.
And so if you're holding it and it's vibrating with the stone's vibration and melds with your vibration, you're amplifying that, or vice versa.
That's a very good way of explaining that, actually.
Okay, good. I'm not good at explaining, because I usually don't talk about like my path or anything like that. So it's like when people ask me questions, I'm not really good at explaining how I feel or what my belief.
I'm the same way. I know how I want it to come out in my head, but it doesn't always come out of my mouth that way.
Right, exactly.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming up here today. We have had a lot of fun and we learned a lot.
Well, I thank you for having me. It's been an honor.
So everybody, please go down and grab the link. And I promise you won't be disappointed. You will definitely find at least one of the days that she does, because she does something different every day. So you are definitely going to find something that you love to watch on her channel. So go show her some love. And thank you so much for being here.
Oh, well, thank you.
We have up next, we have Jenny Love Paranormal TV. And I believe we are going to be hopefully watching her do a little bit of an investigation. And we'll be chatting with her for just a little bit. So everybody, please stay tuned. Come on back to the next show. You guys are awesome. I've seen almost every single one of y'all on every single show today. So you guys are awesome.
These have been awesome. I've been loving it.
I am enjoying it. You guys are making this so easy for me. Okay, guys, we will see you over on the next one. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you.